Are you going to ask me to dance? One last time.
Are you going to say yes?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're ranking all the main Bridgerton couples. We're only looking at canon relationships for this one.
It is you and me. We can do this. Together.
Number 7. Simon and Daphne.
If we are truly to seem to be courting, if this is to be a match like no other, then you should call me by my name.
Though the show and books began with the Duke and Duchess of Hastings, there are just too many problems with this pairing for them to rank highly. While Simon was the perfect romantic lead who set passions burning across the globe, there's a huge elephant in the room where these two are concerned.
How could you?
How could I? How could I? You lied to me.
I did not lie.
I trusted you.
Yes, we're talking about that scene in episode 6 where Daphne does not allow Simon to withdraw consent, even though he tells her to stop.
You were the one who insisted on this union. You told me I was enough.
That was before I knew you.
The scene may be handled better in the show than in the book, but the fact that Daphne never faces real consequences for what she did, and indeed remains convinced that Simon was the real problem in their relationship, means that the Hastings have to stay at the bottom. The incident tars even their most romantic moments, unfortunately.
I am so sorry.
For what? Even a duke cannot control the weather.
Number 6. John and Francesca.
Lord Kilmartin, I am afraid I am rather parched from dancing with Lord Samardani. So much so that I do not feel much like talking.
Is that not in fact our preferred form of communication?
This unconventional couple are one of the latest matches made in the Ton. Francesca sought only to have a practical marriage with a man who would let her pursue her interests, but she's found a true companion in John Sterling, Earl of Kilmartin.
Forgive me, I was simply...
In need of some quiet. I've been in search of it all night.
The two meet after an overwhelming party, both craving some peace and quiet away from the chaos of the ballroom. Despite hardly talking to one another, it's clear that a connection is made, as Francesca is thrilled when Lord Kilmartin calls on her the following day.
Miss Francesca. John Sterling, Earl of Kilmartin.
It is a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure is mine.
Learning about her interest in music, he also has a piece she criticized rearranged to suit her tastes, and she stands up for their relationship even as others question it for not being as passionate or earth-shattering as some of Bridgerton's others.
She does not speak to him. I am in awe. I thought one had to use wit or banter to dissuade a suitor, but simple silence is radically more effective.
Number 5. Will and Alice.
And this is your bedchamber, Mrs. Mondrich, just opposite Mr. Mondrich's.
Separate rooms.
Of course. That is how it is done.
Introduced as friends of Simon and some of the show's few characters who weren't born into high society, the Mondriches have become much more important in Season 3.
I have been up against men in the ring who could have killed me, and yet I somehow find myself more nervous about tonight's program of dancing and socializing.
As such, we're ranking them alongside our other favorites. They may not have the high drama of the other couples, but seeing them navigate married life in Regency England is a delight.
I do not wish to sleep. At least not yet. And when I do, I will sleep here with my beautiful wife.
Their most swoon-worthy moment so far comes after they attend their first ball, with Benedict explaining to Will that, while the Ton is restrictive for some, it offers immense freedom to the people who aren't on the marriage mart.
But it is ours, so let us enjoy it. No more tiptoeing around, no more sleeping in separate bedrooms.
No more old lady Kent clothes.
Despite it being customary for rich married couples not to share bedrooms, Will tells Alice that they're in charge now, and they can do what they like and live on their own terms. Number 4. Brimsley and Reynolds.
Would you like to step indoors while we wait to find out? Warm up a bit, it is a cool night.
Thank you, sir.
Co-written by Shonda Rhimes and Julia Quinn herself, Queen Charlotte landed on Netflix back in 2023. Though most of the show's focus was on the king and queen, another couple stole the spotlight a handful of times. We quickly learn that Charlotte's butler Brimsley is in love with the king's footman Reynolds.
Will it last? And will he stay as he is?
Thrown together by the royal marriage, Brimsley and Reynolds take every opportunity to spend time with each other away from prying eyes. Though it seems initially that this may just be a steamy affair, that's not the case.
They would be together, have a marriage, grow old as one. We would serve them together. A lifetime. Yeah. A lifetime.
These two are a dedicated pair, and it was heartbreaking to see Brimsley in Bridgerton's present dancing alone. We don't know what happened to Reynolds, but as the show's only main LGBTQIA+ pairing so far, they deserve a place on our list.
Great love can make miracles. It can.
Number 3, George and Charlotte.
Are you in need of assistance of some kind?
I am quite fine, thank you.
Though they didn't have a press circuit quite as relentless as Bridgerton proper, Queen Charlotte and King George III won over viewers everywhere.
I'm a lady in distress. You refuse to help a lady in distress?
I refuse when that lady in distress is trying to go over a wall so that she does not have to marry me.
Their relationship starts off difficult when Charlotte tries to run from George on their wedding day, since they're getting married without meeting.
George! I will stand with you between the heavens and the earth. I will tell you where you are. Do you love me?
I love you!
He then hides from her in Kew, and it takes a while for her to find out that this is because he's unwell and is trying to protect her from the worst of it. The steamy scenes are some of the best in the entire Bridgerton universe, but the spin-off also had devastating scenes of the elder George and Charlotte as George struggles to remember who she is. But you have to be very dedicated to someone to have 15 children together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 2, Colin and Penelope.
You've sworn off women then?
Not for the time being.
I am a woman.
You are Pen. You do not count. You're my friend.
The latest leading couple, fans have been waiting for Colin and Penelope since the beginning. Their timeless story of the quiet girl falling for the boy next door has been hotly anticipated, and Season 3 leans fully into the rom-com elements of this friends-to-lovers tale.
Do you kiss me?
Penelope.
It would not have to mean anything, and I would never expect anything from you because of it, but I am nearly on the shelf and I have never been kissed and I am not certain I ever will be.
It looked for a minute like Colin would never get his act together and realize that Penelope is the woman of his dreams, but all it took was one kiss between them for him to fall head over heels.
Feelings like dreaming of you when I'm asleep, and in fact preferring sleep because that is where I might find you.
And his declaration of love in the carriage ride home really did rival Simon and Anthony's similar speeches, and was followed immediately by a proposal.
A feeling that is like torture, but one which I cannot, will not, do not want to give up.
We're not yet sure how their happy ending is going to be reached given Penelope's Lady Whistledown-shaped secret, but we can't wait to find out.
For God's sake, Penelope Featherington, are you going to marry me or not?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Anthony and Kate.
You are the bane of my existence. And the object of all my desires.
Though Bridgerton Season 1 broke records, Season 2 was a revelation. Enemies to lovers replaced the classic fake relationship trope, and Anthony Bridgerton and Kate Sharma might be the greatest enemies to lovers of them all.
Night and day, I dream of you. And when do you even know all the ways a lady can be seduced?
The entire world was glued to Netflix as we waited for them to admit their feelings, made even harder by the fact that their main obstacle, Edwina, was so easy to love. Season 2 brought the drama as well, with Anthony getting all the way to the altar until Edwina realized the truth and called the wedding off, and Kate then almost dying during a rainstorm. Truly, these two have more chemistry than anybody else on the show, and it's clear why their book is also one of the most beloved in the series. We love every minute that the Viscount and Viscountess Bridgerton are on screen.
Well, you do not vex me.
Is that a promise, Cathane Sharma?
Let us know in the comments which couple you think are relationship goals.
It is you I cannot sacrifice. I burn for you.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.